Could you just quickly tell us what the rules or the constraints are for everyone here this morning?
Yeah, basically the maze solver, what you try to do is you have to find your way to the centre of the maze, whereas this morning and with the wall followers there was a route along the left-hand wall that would get you to the centre. We've taken some walls out and there is no longer a route to the centre. So you have to explore the maze, find your way to the middle, then that gives you a first time, then you find your way from the middle back to the start, and then you go as fast as you can from the start to the middle, and your score is the fastest time plus a 30th of the time it's taken you up to that point. So if you spend a lot of time exploring, then your overall score is going to be worse. So you're looking to do a fast explore, minimal, find a good route to the centre, and then run it as fast as possible. You can run it as many times as you like to the centre within your 6 minutes that we're allowing today. But again, for each of those runs, each successive one is going to have more penalty because of the time it's taken for you to get there. So if you'd like to take this one away. And this one is unique in the competition this year in as much that it uses ultrasonics. Pretty much all the other ones that you've seen have had little red, green LEDs or little red lasers, whereas this one uses ultrasonics. So presumably somewhere around about 80 kilohertz.
Yep.
40 kilohertz perhaps. 40 kilohertz. So if you see any bats flying out of the ceiling because we've disturbed them by the noise that this one is making, that explains that. But I say it's doing all by bouncing sound off the walls and then measuring precisely how long it takes for the sound to come back to the receiver. So you see it's got pairs of receivers, and one of those is a transmitter and the other one is the receiver. The other thing about this one, which is not quite unique, but again is fairly unusual, is that it uses stepper motors. So basically you drive it by telling it to move one step forward, and it gives you precise control in theory, especially on turns, doing nice square turns. But stepper motors tend to be a bit heavier than straightforward DC motors, so it's a trade-off between the extra weight of a stepper motor and the extra potential accuracy that you get with the stepper motors, being able to control the position of the two motors. What's the processor in this one?
It's a Mega 32 Atmel.
Atmel, so okay.
It came on a development board with that chip on board, which gave me access to all the ports on a pre-built board.
Okay, so it's a similar sort of processor to what you might get on something like an Arduino. You can give it a touch if you want, if that helps.
I think it's going to be lost now, so.
And again, the one big difference with a maze solver is that if it hits the wall and stops, then it's likely to lose track of where it is. With a wall follower, you can just sort of straighten it up, and it will, in most cases, just carry on as normal. With a maze solver, it's quite likely, if it didn't keep track exactly of where it is, then it's completely lost, and at that stage,
Really lost.
it's completely lost.
As we're short on time, I'll leave it there.
Okay.